Hello everybody, today we're going to make episode 2 of DazMail. I received a couple more questions this week and also I saved a couple questions from last video, so enough material to talk about. Also you can see this is no Mocha build on the desk. It's because I took it home and going through the gazillion of updates for Windows 7. I have a first version of CD, which is not even Service Pack 2. And I went through about 500 updates so far, 100 million reboots, you know, the very painful process, but I'm not done yet. But when I will be finished, then we can load software, overclock things a little bit and see what actual result we're getting from computer. So far I'm very pleased, runs very cool on the stock speeds, I barely can hear anything, so it's so far so good. But also you can see that I put my silence number on the desk because this will help us with a couple questions I received this week. And without further ado, let's go with question number 1. The question number 1 I actually tried to answer being on vacation, but unfortunately the audio was too bad, so I have to repeat it now. So the question was about, it's asked me few times, so we consider this frequently asked questions. The question is about where's the best place to put a thermal sensor, so you know what liquid temperature throughout your loop or inside of your loop. I would say that realistically it doesn't matter, and looking at the Silent Sniper build I also wasn't sure 100%, so I put one sensor right out of the radiator area, so you can see as the sandwich radiators, and I also put another sensor in the GPU area, exit of first GPU. I have SLI set up here, but I will put first GPU is out. And also I believe I had, I had 3. Now I remember. So I had one on our radiator, one of first GPU, second of second GPU. So basically I can tell you that the difference between first and third was 1 degree, and the temperature on a middle sensor after one CPU was fluctuating between the same as radiator and the second GPU. So for all purposes, it doesn't really matter where you put your thermal sensor, because the liquid moving so fast throughout the loop, the temperature actually equalizes. So to get some idea what you're getting, you put it just the place where it's convenient for you, and end of story. My temperatures, I didn't overclock much, but my temperature was about like 31 degrees when I did nothing, and about 33 degrees when I was gaming. So that's basically the ballpark you expect to get out of more or less loaded system. Alright, so let's move to the question number 2. The question number 2 I was asked a while ago as well, but didn't have a chance to answer up to now. And it goes as following. Is there any benefit of water cooling anything except of GPU or GPUs? Well, a little bit odd question for me, because I would expect somebody ask is there any benefit of water cooling CPU and GPU, but that's how it was asked originally. So my answer is there is absolutely big benefit of going CPU as well, because of the same reason why you want to water cool your GPU: lower temperatures, potentially higher overclock if you win silicon lottery, potentially a longer longevity of your hardware because it runs cooler, all computer is quieter. Excellent, right? But if we're going to talk about water cooling other components such as your memory, your motherboard, your hard drive, your SSD, your power supply, well, then you wouldn't get such a direct benefit as talking about water cooling CPU and GPU or GPUs. This became more like your hobby. If you want to build water-cooled computer, part of your building process, if you want to go after certain looks, this is definitely worthwhile to go. If you just looking for pure improvement of your performance, then probably going other components is so marginal benefit that you probably wouldn't want to spend money on it, because you never get any return on investment from that type of purchase. That will be my recommendation on that. So question number 3 we'll be discussing today. I found it's really interesting, and actually I don't even have a definite answer for this. I have some thought on the subject, so which I will express right now, but if anybody have any other ideas, welcome to put it in the comments. So the email that I got was asked the following situation, discuss the following situation. So somebody is working on a remote location for a week, then that location closed, nobody's there, impossible to run computer, and 2 weeks is nothing going on there. And after that he come back. So basically we're talking about cycle of water-cooled system, which is works for a week as a normal computer, 2 weeks shut down, right? Is it safe? and is it okay, is there any clogging potentially can happen with the system, and so on and so forth. Well, after some thought, for a while actually, I would say that it's actually okay. I don't think it will be generate any sort of like major problem. I would say that my concerns about such situation would be that if you run, let's say, nickel plated blocks and there's no water flow going through the system, potentially if there are any impurities, is there any type of defect to nickel plating, stall water probably will accelerate the process of deterioration of your nickel plating. So if you build this kind of computer, probably better go pure copper blocks. Also, I would say probably better don't go any coloring, just to make sure that your system a little bit more cleaner. Also, potentially probably better go with a tube that doesn't leach any plasticizer and stuff like this. And after that, you probably 99.9% absolutely have no problem with going with such system. So just don't use any fancy stuff and it should be okay. Also, this another reason why I put my silent sniper here, because the last time I was powering up, I don't even know, you guys can look up on my video history, but it was definitely last year, I think probably November, October, then I showed something, or I did some sort of tutorial about it, and since then it was standing on a different next room from here and was doing nothing. So this system definitely didn't run at least 3 months, probably more longer. So I did nothing to it, I just connected power. And what I'd like to do, I just try to start up and we'll see if there are any, like if liquid will go or not, especially if we can see that how my system is set, that because I didn't have enough liquid in the reservoir, this tube actually empty right now. So we'll see pretty quickly if it fills up or not. And well, I'm not sure if it's boot or not, because I already removed all hard drive from the system. I have one SSD left, which was half of my RAID, so maybe it will boot, maybe not, but let's see. What we want to see actually from the experiment is a water flow is good enough. I visually remember how it should be, so I can tell you what I think on the subject, but well, let's just do it. Alright, that's what I was talking about. You see this tube absolutely empty because all liquid went into a reservoir and filled the reservoir, which is now appears to be looking as a full, but realistically it will be not full of the water. And I will power off the system and we'll see how much liquid goes through the tube here. Alright, so let's see what's going on. Where's the button? Here. Alright. Well, as you can see, it went without any trouble, even after so much time, and everything works fine. So just to support my original thought is it's not a big deal to shut down computer, even if you have some colored liquid here, but I have very minimal. I just have a couple drops of dye, realistically just distilled water with DazMode protector, and yeah, so no problem. So we can see the system works fine, and you can see also Windows loaded up pretty much okay. So yeah, everything works good. Alright guys, 2 more questions to go, so bear with me. Another question was asked to me, what kind of compression fittings do I need to use with hard tubing? Well, the answer is none. Because hard tubing uses special type of fitting that designed specifically for the hard acrylic tubing or PET tubing, whatever you use. All you need to care is, again, you need to make sure that ID of the fitting fits your OD, outside diameter of your tube, and everything is safe, nothing leaking, and so on and so forth. And well, for each size of tube there's a variety of the fittings available. There's a Bitspower, there's a K, there's Monsoon, and who God knows what else. So it's not a big deal, but not standard compression fittings for flexible tubing. And the final question for today's video I just got yesterday and can't wait to share with you. The question is, Do I need to put Vaseline on O-rings? No.